right, Math 150, test number 1, review section 5, simplifying algebraic expressions. This is not an equation. You do not have two sides separated by an equal sign, communicating that they have the same weight or same value. Instead, we have only one side. We have an expression. So given this expression, I first figure out which parentheses or brackets or set notation go together. You can see I've highlighted them with corresponding colors to help bring it out. You write down the part of the problem you're not doing anything with. So -4 minus the quantity of 2q minus 3. What I'm focusing on is everything here inside of this set of brackets. Now I have a 5 minus 6 times something. Finish writing down everything I'm not using yet. There we go. So looking at this part here, this -6 times the quantity of q plus 1. -6 times positive q is -6q. -6 times positive 1 would give me a -6. Again, write down the parts of the equation that I'm not using. -3 times everything inside the parentheses there, -3q. Yes, I changed from brackets to parentheses. It doesn't matter. Brackets and parentheses carry the same weight. I just have an easier time writing parentheses. That is what I want to simplify and put right in here. 5 minus 6 is -1. And minus a 6q would be -6q. So now I can rewrite this portion, but I need to remember it's -3 that's being multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. So that would be -3 times -1, which would be +3. -3 times -6 times q would be +18q. And then I rewrite the rest of the equation. Yes, you will rewrite this equation over and over again. I highly and strongly recommend you do so because each line should be telling the same story and be the same equation as the line above it. So this is -4 minus the quantity. Now I have all of this. I have no more parentheses. I just have 2q plus 3 plus 18q minus 3q. So now I'm looking just at this portion and I'm going to combine the terms that are alike. Give myself a little more space here. -4 minus everything in the parentheses, 2q plus 18q minus 3q. Grab the calculator. 2 plus 18 minus 3 should be 17. And then I still have this constant term available. So my entire expression has now simplified down to this. So I have -4, and then I'm subtracting everything inside. Sometimes it's helpful if you remember that it's like having a -1. So this would become -17q minus 3. Combine like terms, -4 minus 3 is the same thing as losing 7. There you go. Usually we tend to write the term with the variable expression first. So generally it would be -17q minus 7. Honestly, on a test, I would accept either one of those. On to number 2. Notice for number 2, there are decimals. This is an expression, so we cannot multiply both sides by some factor of 10 to get rid of the decimal. We actually have to work this entire problem with the decimals. Make sure you copy it down correctly. You can pause the recording while you copy it down and then start working on the problem on your own. See how far you can get. All right, negative 0.2 minus the quantity 2.1x minus 2 times the quantity 5 minus 6 times the quantity x minus 2.4, close parenthesis, close bracket, plus 4x, close squiggly set builder notation. All right, get myself some more space for this one, and away we go. I'm going to notice that this is the inside. These are the parentheses. So I have negative 6 times the parentheses, and then I do have brackets here, and I have set builder no squiggles there. Copy down what I don't need to think about right now. 2 minus. And I'm just going to leave a big little set of brackets here. There we go. I've mindlessly copied all the pertinent pieces that I'm not going to be thinking about right now. So now I'm working just on this part here. So I will have that 5. I can't do anything with that yet, so I'll write down 5. And then I'm going to distribute that 6. Negative 6 times positive x. Negative 6 times negative 2.4. Six times 2.4 is 14.4. Negative times negative is positive. So I will have a positive 14.4 because this negative 6 times this negative 2.4. All right, now I can combine like terms. I have 14.4 and 5. So 14.4 plus 5 would be 19.4. Rewriting again. So much of these problems is, can you copy the same thing correctly without messing up? So I have 19.4 minus 6x. And yes, I switched from brackets to parentheses. That's fine, no big deal. So now I'm focusing on all of this inside here. And I recognize I have this set of parentheses, but one term has a variable, the other does not, so that is simplified. I notice that I'm multiplying by this negative 2. So here we go, write down the pieces you're not using. All right, that's everything I'm not paying attention to. And here's where I'll put what goes inside. Negative 2 times 19.4. 19.4 times 2 is 38.8. Negative times positive is negative 38.8. This negative 2 times negative 6x, negative times negative positive. 6 times 2 is 12 times x. Now I can look at everything inside these parentheses. You know, it's not parentheses, it's set notation, but it's the grouping symbols, we can just call them. So looking at this, I notice that I have an x here, an x here, so I have 3 terms that can be combined. I have 2.1 plus 12 plus 4. First make this is 21. Supposed to be 2.1x. So 4x's plus 12 gives me 16. So 18.1 is correct. Again, copy down what you're not using. This will become 18.1x minus 38.8. This negative needs to be distributed. 0.2 minus 18.1x plus 38.8. So I'm going to have 38.8 that's positive, subtract 0.2 gives me 38.6. So my final answer is negative 18.1x plus 38.6. And that's the answer. I have simplified the original expression.